When I first heard that there was this thing called foundation year at an art school, I was a group of people who was really not looking forward to it at first. Like, a part of it probably was because I already went to an art high school and I surrounded myself with people who had a background in the arts while also taking rigorous art classes on Sundays for my portfolio work. Like, in my mind, I kind of already thought that I already had the skills and necessary techniques for me to go just straight into my major. But boy was I wrong. Hey guys, my name is Marina and in today's video I'm going to tell you guys 5 reasons why having a foundation year at an art school is important and valuable. I also jotted down some notes that I wanted to tell you guys in this video on my laptop here with me. But before we get into the reasoning, I thought it was important to explain what even is a foundation year at an art school look like. Foundation year is basically the first intensive year at an art school where students can get the fundamental skills that are essential to become a better artist or prepare for the major. And a key thing to note here is that some colleges actually just go straight into their major and do not have a foundation year whatsoever. Like the college that I am currently attending to, Pratt, does have a foundation year as well as RISD and Parsons, while colleges like SVA and I think Ringling have courses that go specifically straight into their major. While those colleges also have perks and amazing programs that they offer, the reason why I think foundation year is important is because it's an year where you can actually take time and understand if you really want to pursue or choose your major for college. And what I mean by this, guys, is that during foundation year, you can really challenge yourself further and try new materials you would have never touched if you just went straight into your major. Like for Pratt's foundation year, there was this course called Space Forms and Progress, which quite literally you could use any material you liked for any of the projects as long as it fit with the criteria and prompt that we were assigned with. And when I mean like any materials, I meant like literally anything from like wood, plaster, wire, dare I say even cardboard. And like I'm a 2D animation major and I probably wouldn't have touched cardboard at all for any of my projects. And I would most likely just be in front of like a computer screen or something, just doing keyframe animations all the time. And it I was like really surprised with myself of how much I loved using cardboard for like some of my projects. And I was even surprised of how even like good I was with it. I even made like this whole gigantic ass shoe in that class and everybody in that class just adored using cardboard so much. And yeah, like there's also this course called Time and Movement where in that class we learned how to use like Adobe software programs and learned how videos and films were made from the beginning all the way to the end. And again, if there was like a painting major in my class, they probably would not have like learned all the Adobe programs like Premiere Pro or like After Effects at all. They would probably just stick with like oil or acrylic paint. They will like not even know at all if they even loved like video editing or whatsoever. So yeah, I thought that was like really interesting to me. And I thought it was also really interesting how a lot of Pratt students actually goes into their first year with an undecided major. And I personally think that's a really smart move because you could just try all these new classes and materials and then decide like your major later on in the second and third and fourth year of the rest of your college life basically. I also even had friends who completely just changed their major during their first year because they realized through the foundation year classes that they loved doing more traditional versus more digital works and vice versa. And yeah, foundation year you just get more time to really decide what kind of career path you want to take. Now, moving on to the second reason why I think foundation year is important is the freedom and independence you have in your works. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I obviously did enjoy making art, and I obviously made art that was like meaningful to me because they say in your portfolio to include meaningful work because it shows your character, and that's what the administration people like loves to like see. But there's always this thing in the back of my head that like whenever I make like a sculpture or like a painting, I always like think that oh I'm just like making this for the sake of my portfolio and not really just like about myself in a sort of sense. I don't know how to like explain it, but it was always there. And I feel like once I got into college, I began to like loosen up a little bit and really enjoy like making art from my own like background, my own culture, and just be more independent in my works. And I think that was the most beautiful thing about foundation year. It makes you like more free and like make works that are like unique to yourself kind of way. And it kind of goes on to the third reason why I think foundation year is important is because there's always a new skill or technique that you will learn to become a better artist than yesterday. I had this assignment in my visualization and representation drawing class where all of us had to draw movement. Movement. Like me and my friend, we kind of looked at each other and was like,
"Hey, did you learn movement during high school?"
Fuck no. Did you?
No.
like we didn't learn that in high school. Like to be honest with you guys, I really thought that I already had the skills and techniques I already needed to just go straight into my major. Like in my high school, I learned about all the perspective shit, like 2 point perspective, 3 point perspective. I did anatomy model work in my Sunday art classes. And yeah, I was like really settled and ready to just go straight into my major. But like my professor said movement and I was like, we didn't learn that, like hold up, you know? And I could just show you guys a picture right now on the screen, but like you quite literally had to draw like every action step by step. Like I think in one of like the drawings here it shows the movement of a cartwheel, and I think there's also one of a long jump that my professor did, and also of a surfer diving from a diving board. And it was just like so insane, and I didn't even know before that drawing movement from the eye was just possible. And like looking back on it, I guess it was also important for my major because you really need to grasp the action of like a person or a subject that you're gonna be drawing to animate. And there's just always something that you could like learn to be a better artist, you know? And it also basically confirmed that there's always more things that you could like learn from. And it was just like really like cool, you know? And also one thing to like really note here is that not all people who go to an art school always has like an art background or like experience in the arts. So I feel like the foundation year makes really sure that like all students have that like expectation or like has that experience before they just go straight into their major being like oblivious or anything. So yeah, that's also like one thing that the foundation year I think is like really important. And the fourth reason why I think foundation year is important is because it helps you prepare for your actual major you're getting into in the future. Now guys, foundation year can be pretty rough. Rough is like a bit way of like a generous way of even saying it, to be honest with you guys. Like if you're someone who is good at managing time and good at balancing like the workload you have, foundation year might be like a breeze for you. But surely your girl here does not. So like, and it didn't even help that our studio classes were like back to back. Like on Wednesdays I had like drawing class, Thursdays I had color class, Fridays I had space forms or like time and movement class. It was just like back to back classes, which made it even stressful during my first semester of foundation year. So yeah, my friend and I was like describing like the feeling, and it almost feels like in foundation year you're like in a loop almost. Like there's like a never ending cycle of you making art 24/7, and you could like see like there's like no ending. But like that's like the honestly that's like the reality of an art school, right? You always have to like work your brain and work your imagination and making keep on getting your brain inspired and keep on making art. And I feel like it just prepares you for the reality of what's coming up in your future major, you know? And a lot of the upperclassmen that I've been like talking to recently says that foundation year is like the most hardest year ever compared to like your other years in your college, which was like pretty nice to hear. But yeah, I feel like foundation year just like makes you like prepare for that intensity, you know? Alright, now moving on to the fifth and last reason why I think foundation year is important is the people you meet. For Pratt's first year, the whole entire grade basically gets separated into these cohorts, which is basically the same name for classes or sections, but we basically get separated into these cohorts, and you basically share the same classes you have with the same group of people, which some people might actually not like that idea because they just want to meet different kinds of people. But me personally, I really liked my cohort because you just get to be like more close and connect with them furthermore. But you guys, you don't know how grateful I am to be blessed with such a sweet, loving cohort. Like, by the time our first year ended, we were like this, guys. We were so close with each other. Like, in my class, there were graphic design majors, game arts majors, interior and industrial design majors, film, printmaking. There was just a lot of different kinds of majors in my cohort within the art community that we all connected through this foundation year. During my first year, I spent late night at their dorms, pulling out all-nighters, working hard on our projects, our homeworks, going out on midnight snack runs, sharing the class tent together, working on our projects in class. And you know how I mentioned that foundation year can be like really, really rough, guys? Like really, really rough. We've seen each other on our highest to lowest, and it's always like amazing how you can always have like a support group that you could always contact with and lean on to. And I think that's a really amazing thing. And also another thing that people don't realize a lot is that the people you meet right now, you might end up crossing paths with them in the future. Like, guys, think about it for a second. I was talking to my friend earlier, like, who's to say that like 10 to 20 years from now, like, you might like find like your friend's name on like this big movie theater screen, or like one day I'm like commissioning my friend to make like a chair or a couch for me for my future apartment, or like I'm playing my friend's game on like my like a on a gaming console. Like, you would never ever know, but like if you stay within this art community, it's really not an impossible thing. And I think that's also like the beauty of like connecting and having this foundation year is just the fact that you can meet like so many people from so many different majors in the art field. And it's a bit cheesy to say this on camera, but like without my friends during foundation year, I don't think foundation year would have like hit so hard, or like I would have enjoyed or loved it without them, you know? And yeah, if any of you guys are watching this right now, I love you. Can't wait to see you in my second year. But oh, also the professors too. Most of the professors were really, really nice. Like, there's definitely some professors that I definitely want to like stay in contact with and email them and give them updates about how my major is going. And yeah, like all of them, you could tell that they are very passionate in what they teach and actually care for the students, which is a very good thing. And the professors that you can also contact and share the same classes with right now, you might also have like a career opportunity with them one day. So yeah, like always, like the connections that I made during foundation year was really something valuable and something that I would hold on forever. But yeah, I think that just sums up everything I wanted to say in this video as to reasons why I think foundation year is important at an art college. And I know that this is just my opinion, and I know that all foundation or first year experiences are not like mine. But I'm just grateful that I had a very good experience, and I hope that for you guys who's about to go into an art college or are thinking about going to an art college also has a good first year experience at their college. And yeah, so I think that's just it for me. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the other videos. Bye!